Right, here we go. The golden generation of Leeds United. Let's take a look at them and see how good they really are. There's Marco for you. He could be a good goalkeeper. We'll have to see how he develops. Yeah, I don't know about this, lads. All I've got to say about that, right, I think that I've got a different interpretation of what golden generation actually means compared to whoever bloody sent me that inbox message. Not great. We'll move on. Okay, it's time for the next gen. Let's take a look at the top youngsters in the world of football. I'm not going to go through the really obvious ones, players that we all know and that we're never going to be able to sign, but the players that are like good maybe at clubs that in a year or two, if we were to have a couple of good seasons, get into the Champions League, that maybe we could get them. Maybe some players like that. First player is number 15, Souza, Brazilian left back. Not only is he obviously very good going forwards, he's pretty good defensively too, with his 13 tackling, 13 positioning, 12 concentration, and he's only young, of course. He's going to get really, really good. So I'm looking at him as a prime candidate to be our left back going forwards in a couple of years' time. Leif Davis is absolutely fine for now, but I'm predicting that Souza, unless he goes to like one of the major clubs in Europe, he could be a player that we're going to target in a year or so's time. How about we sign Alvaro Montoro? What about that? But he's already one of our players, isn't he? Leeds United's very own Alvaro Montoro is number 23 on the list for this year. We've got Gilberto Mora here. He looks really, really good. He's a really good creative player. Could be something a bit different that we were looking for. But now we've got Baldanzi and we've got Montoro. I don't know if we can get all three of those into the team at the same time, but we'll definitely track him. For example, if we were to get a massive offer for Baldanzi, why not let him go and bring this player in? Those are the kind of things we need to consider. It's not just about adding the players to the squad. It's making sure we've got the next player lined up if we're going to lose a player or two to some big offers. So we're going to shortlist him and we'll see how he develops. Mirza Katovic, a young defensive midfield player that can play centre back as well. Again, goes back to that. If we get some big offers, but Anton Stack leaves, a player like this could be really good as like the backup option for us in that pivot area. And that is pretty much it for now. I mentioned in the last episode that we'd miss out the month of March in terms of matches anyway, and I've played them off camera. We've had Sunderland, Palace and Brentford all in the league, obviously, because we're at the Cups. And we started off with the game against Sunderland. We won 5-1. We scored a few good goals in this game. I'd say this match is one of the few games I can ever remember where they should probably have scored quite a few more goals, and we got a bit fortunate with it. Like, we did get away with it, and I think they're bottom of the league, Sunderland, or they're close to it. So they're a bit low on confidence and stuff, but they missed a lot of good chances in this game. As you can see, they had more possession than us too. So, yeah, we got away with this a little bit. Like, I know we scored goals in the end, but you've already seen some of the goals now as I'm speaking. A couple of set pieces, a header. Like, we got away with it. We scored 5 goals. You can't say we completely got away with it, but they missed a lot of probably clear. They had just as many clear chances as we did, and like the XG is slightly higher, but we were the home side. They played pretty well, to be honest, and we got away with it. The second match was against Palace, and as you can see, yet again, we went down to 10 players. We had a red card in the 4th minute, and we probably should have won the game in the end. A bit of a different experience to the last game. We probably deserved to win this one, considering we had 10 men almost the entire match. We played really, really well. The thing I was pleased most about was that we kept creating chances even with 10 players, which is something that I was trying to get us to do a little bit in the last episode, and we succeeded in at least stabilising the games, but we probably didn't create stuff. But we did have 2 really tough games, didn't we, against Villa and City. And then the last match, and by far the best performance, was a 4-0 win against Brentford. There's some really good passing moves and goals in this match, which you're going to be seeing as I speak right now. Some really good individual performances as well. I thought Aydin was absolutely brilliant in this match. Henrique got 2 assists. The first one was like a cross towards the far post up there, and the striker scored. The pass through to Aydin was brilliant, and I think that I can't remember if it was the 3rd or 4th goal. One of those 2 was absolutely brilliant, and you might only be seeing a part of the build-up, because the build-up actually went on for a long time before that. You're probably only seeing like the latter parts of the goal. Well, that was an outstanding performance. As you can see from the XG and the possession, we absolutely dominated them in the game, and they played 3-5-2 against us. I'm just going to briefly show you what we did in this match tactically. And this goes all the way back to the very first episode of the series where I spoke about this specific scenario on my UEFA B license. And what we did, we played against a 3-5-2 a couple of times, right? So they've got their 3 at the back, and we've got our sort of 4-3 type of shape in here, and that's how it matches up, right? Naturally there. But I want to get 2 players on the defensive line, so what we're going to do in this match here is we're going to drop the striker onto the pivot player, so we match them up there, And the two wide players are going to go onto the defensive line and press up here. Fullbacks go 1-for-1. The problem with this system then is that you've got 2v2 at the back and there's a lot of space for these strikers to get involved. So you're going to go and make your DM a centre-back, which it looks like a lot of changing around when you do that. But all it really is you're moving two players back, aren't you? And the wingers go up. So the striker goes back 1, CDM goes back 1, wingers go up onto the defensive line. It was the perfect performance from one of my teams, I would say, against the 3-5-2. It was beautiful. In all phases of the game, beautiful. So that leaves us in a good position then going into today's episode in terms of the matches. That is the Premier League table going into the first match we're going to have. I just realised that Brentford are actually above us in the league. I didn't even notice that, to be honest. We battered them so badly, I assume they were in a bad season, but that shows just how good that performance really was from us. We play United today in the first match. So we've got this first match where if we can win, that's great. But if we get a draw, as long as we beat Wolves in the second match, we're going to be fine, I think, going into that last episode. The big thing for me now, I really want us to have something to play for going into the last episode. We'll do 3 matches in the last one, and we'll go through the end of the season. So this is how it's going to look as we finish up. It's going to be United Wolves. Now, I'm going to play these two off of camera. Then it's going to be Spurs, Brighton, and West Ham, all in the last episode. And we'll see if we can get ourselves into European football. But before that, we've got these two. Let's play against United, and let's see what they're going to play against us. They have changed managers, don't forget. And they're going to play, is it 4-2-4 it just said? 4-2-4, okay. Usually a good formation to match up against a 4-4-2 is a 3-5-2. You get two on the back line, you get a 3v2 in the middle, and that works out quite nicely. Let's just see how it looks when we put this together. Yeah, so that's the 4-3-3 also works against it actually decently well. As long as the middle one is like a screening midfielder. If you think back to Mourinho when he first came to England, the reason that he was able to dominate so many English teams is a lot of English teams still played 4-4-2, and he played a 4-3-3 or an arrow diamond quite a bit in those like early to mid 2000 years. Yeah, see, in real life, what you could do is that when the ball goes to the fullback, you would say, okay, ball side wing back, you're going to essentially go out and press. Then as you do, the whole back 5 essentially slides over, and they go like this. So really, it's a back 5 that plays almost like a 4, where the ball side one goes out, and then they go across and be quite aggressive. And that keeps you always a 3v2 here. He's picked up. Then your CDM, your pivot player, is marking nobody. He can just screen and get across and help screen into the middle. So you compact the centre really well. And then you've got 1v1s in here. So you match up in midfield. You've got 2 on the back line, so they'll go across like this. You can stop the retain easy. You can make it very compact and difficult, and you leave the weak side a bit exposed, which is sort of, I'm okay with that. Like I said, in my principle, my principle is to be very compact in the strong side, at the expense of the weak side if necessary. That's the crucial part. It's not just doing it for the sake of it if it's necessary, which it could be in moments. Now, to do this though with our team, this depends on what they do with their back 4. Because if the back 4 play like an orthodox back 4, that works fine. If they start rotating in, then it might be slightly different, and they probably will. I don't know who the manager is actually for them. I didn't see it. Maybe you did see it, and I didn't. But that's one potential option, is to go 3-5-2 against it. Until we see their rotations, I don't want to mess everybody around before they even kick off. Let's see exactly what they do, and then we'll review it after the first minute or so. That's going to be your team. Pretty much the full-strength side. Nonto's essentially going to be on the bench now for the rest of the season. When we've won those games with lots of goals being scored, it's been with Dominguez on the left and Aydin on the right. So we're going to keep those two as the starters for the rest of the season, I think, because they've been the most impressive. Basuma's got a knock, so he's just going to miss this one out. Apart from that, that is the best team that we've currently got, I think, going into this game. Let's see how the lads get on. Come on, boys. Yeah, I just want to see exactly how they line up with their rotations. Enrique's got it. He's got on the outside. I'm waiting for him to get the ball. Enrique. Marseille. Oh, it's 1-0. I don't believe it. Oh, I cannot believe that's just got in. I'm on full match. I was just waiting for them to get the ball so we could see them do the rotations. But it is 1-0 to Leeds United, and the tactical changes pending. The only thing that you're missing from the tactical changes pending is I just put the 2 central midfield players being DMs. I made the DM a dropping DM. So I just did that. They haven't even touched the ball yet, though. So that didn't have any effect. 1-0. Okay, so yeah, they've got an inverted wing back this side. So it's going to be a 3-2 with their right back is the one that's going to go in. What they're going to do essentially is they've got a lot of players in the middle, haven't they? They've got 2 DMs, they've got somebody rotating up, and they've got 2 strikers. They've got they've got a 3-man midfield though, I guess. But then there's no protection, is there? Because if the CDM has to pick up this guy here, it then doesn't leave us with any protection on the back line. Yeah, I mean, like, I've got to be honest, the way they're playing their formation, I actually think this 3-5-2 solution is going to be the best thing. You get 2 versus 3, we pick up the 2 pivot players post-rotation. I can make him a pressing wing back so that he actually does help stop, if like for goal kicks, if the right back starts here, he should be on him really. I could also make this this striker a tracker so that if he does rotate and nobody quite picks him up, that he can go and get on him. So maybe we could do that as well. Let's try that. The pressing wing back is just trying to do both jobs, isn't he? He's trying to cover this player if needed, but he's also trying to cover this, which isn't really what I want. I'd love for him to be a bit higher. It's going to go straight to their fullback, but now... Okay, so the right back might also need to be a pressing... The right wing back might need to be pressing wing back just so that if it does go straight to the fullback, that he just leaves the wing and goes straight onto him, as they've gone straight through here, actually. They're going to get a chance on goal. This isn't good for us. I just want to recycle back. Why did they get through? Let's have a look. So we've got centre-back, left centre-back. He's just let him go. Okay, so an issue that I've got is I feel like that my fullbacks are going too high and too wide in possession, and we're getting caught on transitions because it's a back three, but when we're in possession, as you can see from the visualizer, like it definitely ain't a back three, is it? So Davis is going to have to play as an inside fullback, I think. It's a corner. It's going to be whipped in towards the near post, headed away. It's going to be brought down. Can we get some pressure on that, please, lads? No shots. No shot, please. Wow, there you go. 1-1. The centre-backs are the only players that should be spare here, really. Okay, that's good. We only just force them to a long ball. We've got to win this. We've got to win this. Good, good. That's it, lads. That's better. Getting those two. That's why you get two players in the defensive line to press. And I'm absolutely certain he's got to be offside, isn't he? Yeah. But it's okay. We looked better. We've won the header anyway. Stack's going to get to that. He's going to play it into Martin. And he's got players running off him. He can go here if he wants. He can go central. He's going to go wide to Aidin, who beats the fullback. He goes inside. He's going to shoot. Oh, it's cleared off the line. I don't believe it. Plays it into Baranzi. Baranzi into Stack. Into Davis. Oh, dear. That's it. Leave Davis. Love that. I really hope we win this, because we've won this tactically in the first half so well. Football's a weird thing, right? We could do the same thing in the second half, and they can just get one lucky goal, and we can lose the game. But knowing we won the tactical battle, we did the right things, and that like you played that game 9 times out of 10, we're gonna win. We're gonna win it probably 8 times, draw 1 and lose 1. So I hope the second half goes like the first. They've created absolutely nothing. Okay, they try to flick it on. They're gonna get the ball to their striker, but we're gonna win it. So they get a bit of a lucky break, and they're going to try and spring an attack on us. This doesn't look good. Can we get across and engage him, please? He goes through. It sits. Oh, I don't. 2-1. Are we going to get across to that? So we're just going to let him have it, are we? All right. Sesko plays it into the midfield. Like, we've got loads of players in around the ball here, and they still bloody get out. They play it in behind. The centre-back gets beaten. Like, that's just very, very, very hard to take. 3-1. Still a long time to go, by the way, and I've got absolutely gone for it. Look what he's playing in the box. It's crossing. Leaf Davis headed away. Oh, we're in trouble. We're in absolute trouble here. I've got so many players ahead of the ball. It goes in behind. They're through 1v1. That's going to be the match. 4-1. Finished 5-1 in the end to them. That was not a good result. We played so well in that first half, and it wasn't until they went 2-1 up. I probably shouldn't have gone for the game. I probably should have just waited, been a bit more patient. I just felt like the moment I could just see the game slipping away from us. Like obviously they were creating nothing, but we weren't creating loads either. So I felt like the 2-1, unless I did something to try and change it, we weren't really going to create enough to score. But I probably shouldn't have gone as aggressive as I did. But yeah, okay, let's move on to the next match. Disappointing, but we got Wolves next. We've got them at home. It's a good amount of days away. We're going to have enough time to rest and recover. Let's see where we're going to end up after the episode and looking into the last bit of the season. Okay, got Wolves next. They're going to play a 4-2-3-1. That's going to go into a 4-1-4-1 formation. Okay, that's an interesting change. Effectively going from 4-2-3-1 to 4-3-3. I'm going to bring on Casper for ball now. He needs some game time to see if he is going to develop in the player that we want him to be. So let's give him a game. I think everybody else... Oh, no, Basuma is... Oh, he's still not back, actually. I would have put Basuma back in for this one. I feel like Montoro needs to get some more game time. I don't know if this is the right game to throw him into. Do we play Montoro in this one? We're at home, aren't we? Yeah, go on. Instead of Martinelli, go on. Get in there. That'll do. Let's see how we get on. We'll say the home form is important to us because we need some bloody wins. Ball out to Henrique on the right-hand side. He's got Aidin with him. He's got options in the box. He goes back to Anton Stack. Plays it into Henrique, who's holding width outside the defensive line, which is exactly what we want to see. Towards the far post, Dominguez headed away. And, Leif Davis gets his foot in there. Love that. Good positioning from him as well. Anton Stack plays. Oh, I can't believe we've got to it. Oh, we should have scored as well. Stack into Montoro. Montoro's got it and plays it out to Henrique. We've got them pinned back a bit here. Anton Stack, where's Leif Davis? He should be around here, really, trying to help us build the attack from the central area if we need to. He's in a better position now. Henrique's got it. He's going to go past the wide player. Slides a great pass into the half space. Montoro, and it's an absolutely brilliant Leeds United goal. It's exactly what we want to see. We've got a wide player occupying in the wide zone, draws the fullback out, plays a pass into the half space, and we score via the attack in the half space. And that is going to be 1-0. Let's watch this again. Yeah, Henrique with a great pass into the half space. You see Montoro here, makes a run inside, plays it across first time, very Kevin De Bruyne-esque. And yeah, I mean, again, should have scored the first one, but it's fine. We're building the attack from deep. Podolski's got it there, really sat deep in their half now. Stat gets it, plays it into Podolski. Montoro gets it, plays it in to Aydin. Henrique, back into Aydin. Beats his player, goes inside. Montoro's in the half space. He scores. That's going to be 2-0. Come on. The ball goes to the wide play, chests it down, goes inside the fullback, plays it back to Henrique. Aydin's got 2 penalties. Oh, surely referee. Whips in towards the far post. Dominguez headed away. Leif Davis is going to get to this, is he? Yeah, right on cue. That's the second time in this match he's done this. Right on the edge of the area. He's perfectly in the position he's supposed to be. And he goes past the player, goes inside. He's going to drive this across goal. It's deflected out. Anton Stack shoots and he scores. It is going to be 3-0 to Leeds United. This is what I've been seeing off camera when I beat teams 3s and 4s and 5s. This is really good. We are really, really good in possession against teams that we're expected to beat, which I know sounds a bit... Which I know you'd say, well, you probably should be doing that, but we are really good in possession. We just need to find a way to control those games slightly better against these top sides. Anton Stack with a Rodri-type finish, and that is going to be 3. We're super pleased that we've created loads, yeah. It's a corner, whipped in towards the box, is headed away. They're going to get a second chance at this, though. Goes to the edge of the area. They clip it back inside the box. He brings down his 1v1, isn't he? That's not good. There's no cover on him at all. That's not good defending from us as a unit, and they score, and it's 3-1. We put the ball on the right-hand side with Arthur back into Gruev. He's going to beat his man. He's going to look to play it to the edge to Martinelli. Martinelli goes past his defender, plays it back to Gudmundsson, who's going to play it in to Dominguez, who turns, he shoots. Oh, he's at the post. That is your live league table, by the way, looking at that. That is going to put us really close to European football going into the last stretch of the season. Looking forward to see how this all ends up. But it's going to be 3-1 win here, or at least 3-1. We played really well. Okay, so at the end of the episode, that is your league table. We are going to be in... We're really close to European place here. We've obviously played a game more than the teams in and around us, so we can easily fall down the table a bit. But we're challenging, aren't we? We are challenging for a European place, which is exactly what we wanted to be able to do. So it's working really, really well going into the last few games of the season. And don't forget, we've played most of the top sides in the league. We have got Bournemouth, Burnley, Tottenham, Brighton and West Ham as our last few games of the season. We've got a really good opportunity here to try and get ourselves into Europe. Some really good, competitive, but winnable games coming up, which is going to be exciting to see. In terms of the next episode, like I mentioned earlier in the video, I'm going to play these 2 off camera. Then we'll do the last 3 games together in the episode and see how the season ends. And we'll do an end of season review as well. So that's going to be your next episode. Hopefully before the next episode, I will win these 2 games. That will give us enough points to make it really, really interesting. And then I think this is a big one, isn't it? Away to Tottenham. Thank you as always to all of you for your support on the series. Do let me know what you think we should be doing in the second season, because I'm not going to go through every single match, but if there's specific tactical matchups you want to see, for example, let's just say in the Champions League, I get a team that happens to play a 3-5-2. Do you want to see that? Is there certain formations you want to see? Do you want me to focus a bit more on adjusting our playing out shape against teams? What do you want for the second season? Because I'm not going to do it the same way. It's not going to be literally every game. I'm going to definitely skip. If I keep it quite similar, I'm going to skip more games in between, like especially games against like teams at the bottom of the league, at home, those kind of games, right? I want to show you the more difficult ones, the more challenging games, home or away, but the more challenging matches, and the ones with lots of stuff riding on it. So cup games, European games, and yeah, games like at the end of the season, right, where the tactical battle really does matter. I'm going to be away for the weekend, but I'll be back on the Sunday at some point. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you for watching the series. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you all, of course, next time.